Hello, this is Omnia, and I'm speaking with Mr. Ali Elsabban, who is the head of corporate for MENAT region at Pearson Education. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about the trends in the next year. What are the main trends that you're looking at when it comes to employers for 2025?
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure to be with you today. I do believe that AI will play a bigger role in the next few years. We streamline the hiring process and will help companies and organizations to have the best hire and ensure also the existing talents are performing toward more productive environments within the organization. I also support the fact that AI will reduce some tasks and some roles within the organization. So more roles needs to be mitigated by reducing the impacts of loss for their jobs.
Right. We talk a lot about AI, but other than AI, what do you think is going to be the trend in terms of education that prepares these future employees for their jobs?
Yeah, I do believe something that being equipped coming from Pearson language learning, I totally support that English language learning is no longer nice to have. It's a business imperative. And when it comes to English, it's the global business skills. Most of employees in our region and apart from that are using English language every day, if no at the worst case scenario weekly basis. So that's things needs to be equipped with to ensure that communication is really productive. Critical thinking is really crucial also for employees to take the right decision and being informed about what the leadership needs to achieve or execute in their field. Well, these type of things are really important in my view.
Right. As you deal with the region, what are the emerging trends that you have noticed that are leading in terms of the skills and capabilities that we have?
We see people, most of the trends are coming through recruitments and retention. It's a big things people on an organization are lacking being engaged enough within the organization due to the lack of investing on their employees personally and professionally through learning and development tools that can support them on their career. Also, most of organizations are counting on normal type of or old way of hiring processes that sometimes have bias in hiring and it depend on the mood of the interviewers. But if we are using a consistent assessments tool that valid and reliable, that would ensure a consistent way of talent within the organization and meeting the expectation of that and the mission and the value of the company.
Right. You deal a lot with education. What do you think are the lacking skills that we have in this region, or what is the most important things or courses or skills that people are trying to? Let me rephrase the questions. What is the most important skills that you find your clients are trying to grasp?
Wow, that's a very important question. We at Pearson, we have published and recent reports this year around how English empowers tomorrow, and I do believe one of the main areas that the respondents focused on was the communication. I think the communication skills is essential, and the importance of the communication skills is growing every day. Mm-hmm. And I do believe English language could play a vital role in the communication if we manage to have an intelligibly way of communication through equipping people with the right set of skills, and Pearson can play a positive role around this.
Right. When you think about 2025, you don't think that people are still trying and struggling with English, right? It's quite fascinating that that's still happening. My question then becomes, is this an ongoing thing? It's just language the problem, or there are computer skills? It's just not something that we actually expect
Yeah, surprise, surprise. I was just like, I got the same impression after reading the report. And this report is from 5,000 respondents from people like, from US, Florida, Brazil, Italy, Japan, and Saudi Arabia in our region.
Wow.
And they're seeing like, 98% of respondents believe that English is very important, and only third of these numbers is able to communicate confidently. And 25% globally are feeling confident in communicating in 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing. And 56% believe if they manage to have a better English, they could earn up to 50%. That shows another link between job satisfaction or salary satisfaction and English proficiency.
Wow, that is actually very shocking, to be honest. I don't think of English. Maybe we take it for granted, and that's unfortunate. Are there any final thoughts on what are the skills that are lagging in this region?
I would say, like, critical thinking, being adaptive mindset. I think it's just more of like, behavior in addition to the skills, because I do believe everyone has to own his own skills according to the needs and the requirements of his own job. But being equipped with an adaptive mindset within this complexity we are all operating within every day, like, there are new things happening around us. Expecting a new shift to the workforce from the AI. This also needs to, like, us to be equipped with a certain level of, like, digital skills and critical skills, and like, these are the things that I'm thinking of now.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you.